My lords, today I bring report of a newly discovered system well beyond what we thought was our galaxy's border. The system was picked up by chance during a routine trade mission to the New Mystic Order, situated right on the edge of our known galaxy. The science vessel Perkins, commanded by Dr. Nick Valentine, was sent to investigate. Upon arrival at the edge of the galaxy, Dr. Valentine attempted to boost the tachyon sensors of his vessel to determine whether it was safe to attempt a hyperspace jump into the system. This as of yet unnamed system had no hyperlane access, an anomaly that we have only documented on one other occasion to date, and that situation resulted in a fight with a rather large and rather angry psionic entity. It was fortunate Valentine and his team took this precaution, for they identified a mostly empty system containing only one likely candidate that could have been a planet. They also estimated approximately 3 fleets occupied the system. The fleets seemed to be patrolling the edges of the system, and it was unclear whether or not they could be hostile. Strike Force Alpha, commanded by Admiral Garvey, was nearby, and it was decided that they would use our jump drive technology to translate into the system first. If safe, Valentine and the science teams could follow. Strike Force Alpha jumped into the system and were immediately fired upon by the 3 Defense Force fleets. All attempts at communication were either ignored or went unheard. Fortunately, the forces occupying the system had relatively weak weapons compared to the dark matter shields Strike Force Alpha was equipped with. Even with the ships recovering from the hyperspace jump, it was an easy victory. Dr. Valentine and his team reports that they were able to successfully translate into the system and begin exploration. Valentine reports that the system is a curious sight. There is very little solid matter remaining. Even the asteroid belts have a bedraggled look, as if they've been extensively mined. There is a series of large installations placed at regular intervals around the singular neutron star, and there is a single planet that readings suggest may be artificial in origin. Intense energy signals have been detected emanating from the planet. Valentine and his team closed in on the sole planet. Upon closer inspection, it appeared to be bustling with millions of drones. They completely ignored our ship in orbit and continued to go about their tasks. Valentine reports that it is his belief that there has never been life on this planet, ominously dubbed the observation terminal. Nevertheless, there is no shortage of robotic activity. The surface is densely built up, massive artificial structures placed upon the bare bedrock in neat orderly rows that cover almost 3/4 of the planet. Billions of mechanical drones maintain them, performing tasks ranging from menial cleanup to running highly complex assembly lines. Their exact purpose remains unclear. Valentine and his team intend to land on the surface of the planet to investigate further. Valentine reports that the team were able to pass amongst the drones. They ignored their presence and continued to go about their tasks. All efforts to communicate with the drones failed, and even attempts to disrupt them produced no reaction. The drones simply refused to be disrupted. Even when one of Valentine's team attempted to block a drone's path, it simply walked into him, breaking several bones and leaving the man quite severely maimed. Since this incident, the team shifted their focus to the program steering the drones. Analysis of intercepted signals suggests there is an overarching system controlling them. The signal, however, uses extremely sophisticated encryption, which is remarkable really considering how poorly equipped the Defense Force was. In any case, Valentine and his team have set about cracking the code. Valentine reports that the team has, as of yet, made little progress investigating the planet and breaking into the signal that controls the drones. They have, however, progressed elsewhere. A team has been investigating the array of objects spread across the system. It appears that there are over 10,000 of them. Most of them are long and cylindrical devices that still seem to be operating. According to the science team, they're transmitting a data stream towards the planet. Given their shape and the fact they seem to be, without exception, pointed towards various points across our galaxy, Valentine concludes that this setup is in fact an absurdly large sensor array. Whoever it is transmitting data to, and whoever built it, remains unanswered, but enough data has been recovered from the planet that we know the designation of this system to be Ultima Vigilis. In a daring move, Valentine and the team managed to implant spyware into an access terminal to the drone mainframe without being detected. Our impression is of a highly sophisticated system, far beyond even our own networks. The system, however, seemingly had very little in the way of anti-tampering software. Apparently, there was no belief the system would ever need protection. No doubt the physical deterrence of the defense fleet was deemed to be sufficient. Nevertheless, the network is vast, a term that seems a gross understatement. Valentine reports it will take time to fully understand it. The spyware has had an appropriate amount of time to fully survey the network. It seems the automated systems in Ultima Vigilis are older than we can imagine. The hacked data systems sadly have not given us any clues as to the identity or ultimate intentions of the creators, but the one thing we were able to ascertain is they arrived in system no less than 1.2 billion years ago. They departed soon after setting up the network of drones and the observation post with which to survey our entire galaxy. Valentine notes that the oldest known civilization we have data on is the Voltum Society, who occupied a significant portion of our galaxy. Even they only date back approximately 12 million years. 1.2 billion is difficult indeed to comprehend. Remarkably, Valentine reports that the system is still operating even after all this time has passed. The array of installations spread across the system are, as it turns out, highly sophisticated sensors. They literally send a live stream of information back to the planet where the central operating system processes it into information that the drones can save and store. Spurred on by the shortages of space and matter, it appears that the drones have improved their data compression techniques with determination. The massive structures on the planet likely contain the sum of all observations made by the station for the last 1.2 billion years. Sadly, this level of compression is so advanced that we cannot hope to access it with our current levels of technology. Most disturbingly of all, Valentine reports that a reduced stream of what can only be described as highlights are being broadcast outside of our galaxy into space. With no means to travel beyond galaxies, we have no means to investigate this further. My lords, it is difficult what to make of this report. Surely no one is listening after all this time. We have seen literally countless mighty civilizations rise and fall across millions of years, let alone billions. It is a terrifying prospect that not just us, but our entire system has been watched for billions of years. Since our race pulled themselves out of the seas, every key decision and every achievement we have made has been watched, documented, and assumingly judged. Valentine proposed that we could potentially take control of this network of drones ourselves. Presumably, none of the other empires in the galaxy are aware of this system, perhaps not even the various fallen empires. As such, we could let the drones continue their work and tap into the data stream, unlocking incredible levels of intel regarding our friends and enemies. All fleet movements across the galaxy can be tracked, and the possibility of a surprise attack would be totally removed. I deemed this a good decision to make and ordered Valentine to set it in motion. However, upon interference with the drone protocol, we received communications from a previously unknown contact. As expected, the drone network began their initial standard greeting procedure. They stated, like us, they were a fully sapient Class 3 civilization and were willing to engage in diplomacy. We responded accordingly, greeting them as friends and equals. The transmission was quickly interrupted, however. Another unknown transmission came in, scrambling the comms we had with the drones networked on the planet below. The new transmission was garbled. Whatever was speaking was incoherent, either furious or unable to speak our language correctly. Within a matter of minutes, it became clear. First, calling Valentine and his science team a bunch of inconsiderate, followed by something unintelligible. And then it asked, did you ever consider that someone might be watching the signal feed that you just so carelessly cut off? Well, since you have proven yourselves to be dangerously aggressive vermin, it is time to call pest control. Prepare to face your doom. My lords, it is here that the report ends. After this, the transmission was cut off. We have no idea where it came from, and sadly no hope of finding out. Given the nature of the message we received, I strongly suggest that we ready for war. Given the capabilities of the station, I am sure whatever is coming for us will no doubt be the largest threat our empire has faced to date. I only hope we are ready to meet it. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you want to hear another story, please click the video on screen now.